Hi, Alan here. This is our second update video about the Adonis fundraising efforts. I wanted to start this video talking a little bit more about disparities in arts funding, because that is really important. That's a big reason why there's this giant thermometer behind me. In Our Words is a small organization, and so it's harder for us to find grant money in today's arts funding environment. The National Endowment for the Arts has a small budget, as we talked about last video in the arts disparities link that we provided. And so a lot of the funding for arts programming comes from individuals and corporations. And those individuals and corporations oftentimes, especially at the higher dollar levels, support art that isn't necessarily transformative and doesn't necessarily challenge social structures. We at In Our Words are definitely doing some work that's on the cutting edge. The Adonis is a perfect example of that. It's not a play that is going to just fall well within the status quo. We're trying to really challenge what art is in regard to sexuality on stage, and how sex and art actually can be very much combined into one vehicle, which in the Adonis, that's part of what the Adonis is working to do. There she is. Sunbathing chickens. I mean, we know artists have the power to transform the world. I've had that experience many times as a theater artist. And the more you try to push that envelope, the more people in power will want to push back against you. And we've seen this. We saw this in the 90s when we have the NEA 4. You can look at the link below for that and articles related to other information I'm talking about here. There's a really good article that came out in The Atlantic. The link is below for that. That talks about the National Endowment for the Arts 50th anniversary, which happened in September of 2015, and really where arts funding is with public funds and also private funds in our current environment. The way arts is funded in the US really parallels the way every program we're seeing these days is funded. It's pretty abysmal. I pose the question, at what point, at what time do we demand more from our elected officials, from our government? I say the time is now. I say that we start, as artists and as people who support groundbreaking, transformative art, start coming together. So that's a part of the reason for these videos as well, is to really help with that conversation. So hopefully we can start sharing some information. Put your comments below. If you have information about the disparities in arts funding in the US, please put those below as well. And we can continue as a community to address these problems and look for solutions and see what we as the people can do to pressure our governments to increase arts funding on the federal, state, and local level, so that more artists and more voices are included in the conversation.